could we always keep on going? Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising, big cat. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Energies, up, 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 I insist. Just giving it a hot minute for the big cats to assemble. Slim first in the chat. Big cat, wave. Donnie Renee, I see you. Bestie, oi, can we have a quick chat? I got a very disturbing email yesterday. Well, it didn't disturb me, but the consequences that someone's been going through with their siblings. Good God. Those siblings were like, what? Bodyguards to the devil himself, darling dears. I'm telling you, so we're doing a sibling read, guys. So if you don't want to know about the siblings, click off. Angelic Alchemist Mother. Big Cat, wave number 7. I see you. From all the way from Australia. Don't you know? Oracle 7100, Mandela Magic. I see everybody. Let's press on, darling dears. Let's press on. Siblings, hey, can be back front neck tabbers. Sibling relationships can be complicated, especially when they are what? Bodyguards to the devil himself. You didn't choose your family, your brothers or your sisters. You chose the assignment to come back and break generational curses from souls that were stuck in the loop, darling dears. And they had a contract to be really bad. Well, guess what? When they get their comeuppance, darling dears, they will get a Grammy from the devil himself. Hey, hey! Their work was well done, darling dears. Sometimes your siblings can be a best friend to you, but that's very rare. Very rare. Why? Because they get jealous for the lead. Listen, envy, jealousy, and hate will always rule them, darling dears. Always. Not just a little, a lot. You see, the thing is, right? The sibling thing, they don't realize that the problem is them. It's always someone else. They're jealous of your achievements. They may even be jealous because of favoritism. Why? The mother or the father could be a nut, darling dears. And they follow the parental role, but they are given free rein to do exactly what they want to you, darling dears. And they will continue to do what they want to do to you as long as you stay in that hemisphere. I've told you many times, bestie, this opening, this path, this route is for you. There's nothing wrong. Nothing's gonna happen to you if you give them love and light. That's 2 of these and 1 of those. 33 in the chat. That's a master number, darling dears. 33 speaks about what? You being a master manifester at this moment in time. You got the badass alchemist ways. This is why they're mad, darling dears. They're mad that you didn't falter, you didn't fail. They're mad that you've got people, maybe the love of strangers, that uplift you in ways that you've never been uplifted. They took on the role to be the main instigator in your life. Some of you are saying, but I've only got brothers. Well, you mean a brother can't be jealous of a sister or another brother? Where's the rules for that? I haven't seen it. Let's dive in, darling dears, and unpack and see what's going on with this what? Back front neck tabbing crew. They've got unresolved conflicts with you, darling dears, conflicts that they instigated. Some of them are still mad at you because You see, some parents, this is something that I never did. I assigned my progeny the role of taking care of their younger siblings. That's ridiculous. Occasionally, I might say, if I'm running late, pick one of the others up, but never. That's not their role to cook, clean, and look after their siblings. A child is meant to be a child. They hate your guts, darling dears. They're mad because they're stuck in the hamster wheel that they've created for themselves. We all have choice, darling dears, but they chose to do what they wanted to do. They are what? Furthering what? Flying monkeys, darling dears. Bringing up things from the past. Trying to what? Shame you in the face of what? Simpletons. They're mad because you can. They're mad because you did. And they're mad because you ain't coming back, blood. They're mad because every day you get up, it's a blessed day, big cat. Where you get the chance to what? Kick ass and take names. But not their name, darling dears. Who are they? You're getting your Mariah Carey on. I don't know these people. Or that person. Their jealousy doesn't stop at you, darling dears. The hatred doesn't stop at you. It goes to your sibling, to your progenies as well. Always jealous, darling dears. Even if you was in a dysfunctional relationship, they was jealous of the relationship that you had because theirs was way worse. They didn't realize that their own light is going to continue to draw those reoccurring bad circumstances to themselves. Some of them hate your guts because they stole your inheritance. But remember, just because they didn't get caught for what they did doesn't mean they won't get caught for what they did, because there is more than one court on this Malkuth, darling dears. There is the court of Ketha, where you are judged by your what? Soul brethren and put before the Most High. Don't cry for what you may feel that you've lost in them. Laugh, because you have the grace of the Most High at your back, front, and side. That's why the windscreen is so wide, darling dears, so the rear view mirror will not cloud your vision of where you're going. So wipe your face, darling dears, if you're crying. What do you mean you're... Listen, I've got a video of a man counting a 5-pound bag of rice. If you want it, I'll send it to you. Hit me up on the Instagram, right? Don't cry for these people, because they went like a coven of what? Bodyguards of the devil himself. Not knowing that you was the bearer of the light. Let's see what house is going to be turned over for these siblings. Give it a good shufty. Lord have merciful Jesus. You better put 2 eyes upon them. Look, I don't joke. Let me tell you something, big cat. The energy of the one is about you evaluating everything, including your own thoughts, darling dears. The energy of the one is also what? Telling you have a major decision to make, darling dears. And you are being prompted, or at least advised, not to make that decision until after the next new moon, which will be on the 10th of March. And I believe it's a new moon in Pisces, which is what? The house for what? Enemies, darling dears. The hidden enemies, those breathers, the mouth breathers at your back, darling dears. These siblings. Or should I say muppets? They're a bunch of muppets. You have the energy of the two. You are sensitive, darling dears. They tried to what? Break your extrovertness, darling dears, because they didn't have that light within them. You are a natural born peacemaker, darling dears, but you can't make peace with the devil's bodyguards. The energy of the two is represented by the moon. The two your birthday could be the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th, or theirs could be, or it's a significant date or number in your life. Your luckiest days over the next few days will be Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. The letters B, K, and T are associated with the number 2. The letters B, K, and R are associated with the moon. The moon is a what? Cardinal water sign, darling dears. Cardinal is the beginning of the season, darling dears, because you've made a fresh start using your intuition, listening to your discernment. Many people were unmasked to you, darling dears. People that you expected to always be no, they couldn't stay. It was affecting your mind, body and soul, physical illness, clouding of the mind. And it made you into a dummy bat when you thought you could go to them for what? Support. They laughed in the background, darling dears. If you was going through any crisis, God forbid a sibling help you. God forbid. That's what they said. Now they wish they could, darling dears, but it's not for friendship they're coming. Look, you see the snake eyes, darling dears, on them. As they watch you, your ancestral team are watching them, because the reading that we did yesterday, it said you are star seed. The energy of the two, darling dears, you're about to meet someone who's going to have a profound effect on your life. The energy of the two is also this person is being guided to you. Moon energy, darling dears. It's also the energy of the high priestess. And it also is what? A green check mark. For your what? Emotional maturity, your spiritual ascension, darling dears. And the fact that you need nothing outside of yourself other than to go within to make sure the right decisions for you. And the major decision that you will have to make after the next new moon. You may have it on the tableau now, but wait until after the next new moon. Why? Information is going to be brought to you, darling dears, to make so that you'll be able to make an informed decision. Somebody hasn't seen a sibling in years, and they're longing for a reunion, darling dears. Maybe this is what's going to have the profound effect on your life. Some of you will take them back. Me personally, not for all the team China. Not if you promise me 1,000 invisible melted lace front wigs, darling dears. No. No. I don't like to be angry in my house and punch in the wind. I don't. So we have the energy of the two, darling dears. So we're going to be speaking about what? Why are they so mad at you? The energy of the two represents what? The second house, darling dears. Your income. They're thinking about the past, these talents that you always had. They're looking at you now because you have self-worth, darling dears. They are trying to work out what your what's your material wealth, darling dears. They want to know how you're able to meet your obligations and your responsibilities. They want to know, why are you amongst the I haves and they are the have nots? Never ever once thinking that their own energies is creating this hallucin in their life, darling. It's a salt level. Yeah. The energy of the two is represented, as I said, by the high priestess, but also justice and judgment, darling dears. Justice is what? The seventh house, the house of contractual partnerships. We already said we're talking about siblings. And the judgment is because somebody would like to come back. They want to spin the block off on you. If we got to get old English now, darling dears. 'Twas the night before you was blessed. Yes, yes, yes. All of this and that, bestie. All of this and that. What's that? Slim Jim says what? The nerve, the three clowns, yes! Or the three ghosts of Christmas past, darling dears. Right, let's get the moon energy out so we can remember the energy that's carrying this read today. Let's get the card. Here it is. Your soul wants you to know what's going on today, darling dears. And what is it on? It's on the energy of the two. Listen, I can't make this up, darling dears. I really cannot. So far we've seen 2 2s on the tableau. I'm now speaking funny. Listen, right? The energy of the 2 2 is what? Another master number. First we had the 33, now we have the 22. You are a master builder, darling dears. You were sent to teach them. They was meant to learn and improve compassion, darling dears. Sharing, true caring, and what a blood tie is. But remember, blood may not be what? Thicker than blood. They say blood is thicker than water, but water is the only thing you can drink. And those same siblings wouldn't even give you water if you was on fire. You better know how to drop and roll, blood. Your voice, darling dears, and your vision will elevate others in a profound way. This is why I tell you many times, you've got to get your testimonies out there. Start your channels, start your businesses. You have the blessing of what? The High Priestess at your back, where you'll be intuitively guided to find your passions. Why? The High Priestess also represents what? Relationships, your emotions, darling, is, but it also speaks about making informed decisions, because all answers come from within. So what do these siblings want? Right? Let's go with, I haven't used this deck in a while, this intuitive deck. Let's have a quick look, see. What do they want? What do they want? Why would they want to split off the block? Did they steal an inheritance? Are they still... Listen, God said no spin-offing the block off. On you off. When God said no, who can say yes? Yeah. Regret, shame, and guilt. They're bedfellows, darling dears. They didn't think you would what? Break out of the box they wanted you to live amongst. The box that was what? Invisible walls. Listen. What did I say? They're on the spiritual short bus, bound for what? A field trip past the sign that says you must not F off past this point. Nobody stop them. So one of your siblings is about to approach you, darling dears. They're going to see all of the warnings from the higher power to allow the big cat, and they're still going to try and break through. This person is an echopraxic. They come to take whatever they can. The energy of the 72 is what? A 9. Bring that situation to fruition. If you've already laid it down, why would you want to what? Open that particular grave? Lest you be infected with the madness. Remember, that spiritual bus has got many tickets, darling dears. You already know your path. You never ever allow a snake to bite you twice, especially now that you are what? Kicking out in bad ass alchemist ways. You got the energy of the 1 as well as the 2. That's the magician and the high priestess balancing out your energies, darling dears. Magician meaning what? You have all of the tools to create the life that you want. Some of you are traveling, darling dears, learning new things. Some of you are in media, social media. Your communication skills are better. Why? Because you was amongst what? Troglodytes, darling dears. Neanderthals. They didn't try to what? Understand your way of communication, your love way, your way of, what's that word? Oh my God. How you show love, how you do, darling. They didn't understand that. They took it as weakness. Now they miss you like cooked food. Now it's got me suck it. Listen, don't get me upset now, right? Divine says this is a clean slate and a fresh start. Leave the past behind. A sibling is going to be visiting one of you or many of you, darling dears, or trying to contact you over the next few days. We've got the energy of the 2. It could be 1 to 2 days, darling dears. 1 to 2 weeks. But trust and believe, before March is finished, you will hear. You will have a visitation like Beetlejuice or Candyman. Andrew Hammer's dad. Big cat wave. Yeah, let's get the Witch's Oracle Wisdom, base of the deck. They want some kind of union. They want a big new beginning. Something significant, I've said this in another read, is going down in May for you, darling dears. Remember what I said, every time before a big cat is about to be blessed, you're going to be tested with what? Something that had you on the what? Rocks of life before you are blessed, to see if you will take the bait. You better get your blinkers on, darling dears. Go into what? Bermuda Triangle mode. Hey, hey! What do your ancestors think about this? What does your ancestors think about this? Security, invocation, guidance. They've been getting readings on you, right? We've got the watchtower of the summer, darling dears. Lean in, bestie. Lean in. Somebody wants a new beginning. Sunflower. They can't understand how actually you overcame. As I said, they're already trying to ascertain what kind of income, what kind of comforts you have around you. Maybe you are on the media. They're looking at your talents that you could not display around them. Why? They tried to keep you in a box. And anyhow you came out with what? Something that was secure. Some foundational words, darling. There's ways of being. That was shot down. This was a group of people that put you had a target on your back, blood. You always had a target on your back. Okay. Because the watchtower of the South, darling, is it's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. People, they're watching you have a new passion in your life, darling dears. They believe that you are reaping multiple fruits of your labor. Why? They're pocket watching. Listen, nothing like a broke sibling, darling dears, with a plan. Yeah. Maybe they'll try and get to your heart, darling dears. But remember, for some of you, they stole your inheritance. It could be anything, darling dears. Inheritance is not just money. Stealing your ideas and make it their own, darling dears. Not telling people that certain things that you was able to make happen in a situation, it wasn't you. The situation just happened. It just materialized in their life. Omitting information that was poignant to people knowing what type of person you are. They wanted you on a self-destructive path, but when God says yes, when God says it's your time to stand up, when God says fight, even though you can't see the enemy, you fight. So they've been getting readings on your blood. I hope it's giving them what? Palpitations of the boom diddy boom of the heart chakra. Yeah, getting readings. Tell us one more, give us one more juicy card, right? What's this? What did I say? Phoenix rising, darling dears. They're stuck on a hamster wheel of what they created for you, darling dears. They don't realize all of this what? Regret, guilt and shame, which has turned into hatred, darling dears, is lingering on them. And the thing is, when people are like that, darling dears, they don't understand that these kind of things will affect your progeny. You might not get sick. Your child could get sick. Your partner. It'll affect your finances, your job. Your boss will be like Attila the Hun, darling dears. Or Jason on crack, darling dears, always watching. All because you chose you, darling dears, and chose to let go of that madness. Who wants to be on the rocks of life? Not you. You set your intention. You stick to your intention. Right. Let's get a deck and see what's going on with these siblings. Base of the deck, darling dears. The eyes on the biggest coin of them all, darling dears. They want a new opportunity and a new beginning. The Ace of Pentacles in the upright, I might add, darling dears. They're trying to manifest you back. There's a lot of planning going on. You may have a birthday or something going on at this moment in time where they're going to get a chance to come through to give you, they're going to give you a gift, accept nothing from them, darling dears. You don't bring bad energy into your own domicile. And remember, they don't mean you well. If you have anything from them in your domicile, I suggest, because I'm a pointer, not a picker, you get rid of that shit. Because items hold energy. So they're trying to manifest you back. And like I said, their eyes on your income, your comfortabilities, darling dears, and how they can take from you. Energy of 88 in the chat, darling dears. The energy of the 88 is what opportunities in the present moment are about to what? Impact your life, darling dears. I told you. Just stay focused on what's important to your biggest vision. Don't worry about them. Don't even look for them. Nobody's checking for them. Boo! Right. Tell us about this sibling or siblings. Tell us. What was the biggest thing that they did to the big cat? The blessing blocking of it all. Chariot energy, darling dears. This is someone or someone's that didn't wish any success. I heard something about a letter was hidden. Somebody had a letter that was sent to them, was hidden by a sibling. Something to do with a ship. Was somebody meant to work on a ship? Was it an acceptance letter? What is it? Energy of the Chariot, Cancer energy, darling dears. Cancer is what? The fourth house. The fourth house is what? Your ancestors, your roots. In the reverse, it was not a stabilized childhood for you, darling dears. And the Cancer energy is also representative of the mother. So the mother was the instigator of this system, darling dears. This system that was against you. The energy of the Cancer, the Chariot on its face, speaks about a stolen inheritance. This is going to what? Real estate, property. It also speaks about the conditions in your early years. You was not nurtured. You know, I'm not saying that you was ignored, darling dears, because we've all seen a newborn baby. That baby is helpless. It can't do nothing for itself, right? There was care when you was a baby, but there wasn't that care. You know, the care where your mom makes cupcakes with you, where if your sibling hurts you, she'll stop that child, let them know why it's wrong. You understand what I'm saying? This is someone that was a narcissist. The mother was not caring. But also, in turning it around, there was favoritism amongst your siblings. And even if you are an only child, darling dears, your mother preferred someone else's child or not you at all. Told you that all of the time. Base of the deck, what did I say? It's a lie. Two major arcana come out. Making a plan, darling dear, something that you don't see coming. Like I said, you may be caught off guard. We have the what? Energy of the moon. Have we not just been talking about the moon with the energy of the two? The moon itself in tarot is represented by the number 18. The 1 and the 8 goes to a 9. Did I not just say, what? Fruition, darling dears. You've got the clean slate. We was already there. You've got the clean slate. This is also spell work, darling dears. Some of you, okay, so somebody tripped on the stairs today. This is energy that's being sent. They're sending that energy towards you, darling dears. Moon energy as well. The truth and clarity of this sibling, this situation is going to be revealed to you in a dream, darling dears. Pay attention to your dreams. Especially if they've started appearing in your dreams of late. It's because they're looking for a way to get past your what? Ancestral team. They're looking for a way to contact you. So if you've been dreaming of them, you know that you're the one with the incoming within the next 1 to 2 days, 1 to 2 weeks. Because you have a major blessing coming towards you in May. Base of the deck. What did I say? I can't make it up, big cat. Look, tower moment. How often do we have a read when 3 major arcanas just come out like that? Bum, bum, bum. And you know I like the number 3. Why? Because of the 369. Tesla told us it's the key to the universe. You could have been amongst 3 siblings, darling dears, that lived in this home together, but there was always something going on in the background. I'm seeing some form of physical attack as well. Did they used to beat you up? Tower moment is you flip the script, darling dears, because you realize it's not them. I mean, it's not you, it's them. Look at this. 4 major arcana. This doesn't happen in a read, darling dears. And it's God telling you, your ancestors telling you, when they come to you, darling dears, they will catch you off guard. Why? Because you shine so bright like a diamond, darling dears, and you're not going to be expecting them. I'm not telling you that they're not going to turn up at your door. Even if they do, you're being forewarned, darling dears. The tower moment is the fact that you're not going to take them back. That you're not interested in anything that they've got to say because you know where it took you before. The devil's not welcome. You're no longer codependent on them. You are what? Self-automated, darling dears. You don't have to be around these people. And as I said, the tower moment, lean in, bestie. Lean in. The tower moment is fire, Mars, and Uranus energy, the sudden change of it all. Uranus rules technology. They've been watching you online, darling dears. The tower moment amongst all of this is telling me that you felt really oppressed in that situation, darling dears. You was unable to express your true self. You couldn't even speak your truth. There was no true friendship. As I said, you could be an only child, but this is 3 main. Maybe you was 1 of 3 that was always together, darling dears, or that's the age group you was in. All right. clarify the Chariot, please. Palace of Cups. This is relationships. This is emotions. These are people that have no... Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch because I speaks the truth. Roof. Pinkies up. There's no emotion in this situation, darling dears. Where they live, it also speaks about it's not based on emotion. This is one-upmanship, darling dears. This is a palace that's been run amok. And again, the reversed Cups of Palace, darling dears, is telling you to have no relationship with these people because they're going to block your blessings, sun energy. Somebody's also got a trip planned, a worldwide travel. Yeah, go for it, darling dears. It could be a healing sojourn for you, darling dears. And it also speaks about your spiritual strength and protection. These people come with the bad luck, the generational cursation, darling dears. And again, the Ten of Pentacles, the stolen inheritance that is falling on the moon card. I don't know if they signed your signature or told a lie, but they took something that was meant to be for you. Thought they got away with it, eh? Tower moment. Okay. Let's clarify this moon energy again. As I said, you'll be getting dreams of them because they're going to be approaching you, darling dears. What did I say? They're coming to do the same thing again. But you have to be the one that's changing that situation. You don't give them no form of energy, no conversation, darling dears. If they stole that inheritance, you really don't have the paperwork to get it back together because they've what? Locked it all off from you. Allow it, darling dears. Leave it. Why? The death card is Scorpio energy, darling dears. It's the 8th house. The 8th house is what? Other people's money. Yeah. They definitely took some shit from you, darling dears. They want your money as well. They see you as a fool. And anything that you've been working on, darling dears, is about to fail because you have to remember law number 10 of the 48 laws of power. Avoid the unlucky and unhappy because it's contagious. The energy of the two, the house of finances and values, darling dears. I've put the 48 laws of power into all of the astrological houses, right? So what? You got law number 2, be careful, be cautious who you trust. Law number 14, spy when necessary. Listen, I ain't even got the hairline for that. I don't want to spy on nothing they got going on, black. I don't want it. I don't want to know. I'll get my Scooby-Doo on. Wah, wah, wah. I don't know nothing. I'm also telling you as well, the energy of law 22, show no weakness, darling dears. Law number 32, right? Play on their fantasies. And how do you do that? By being a mystery, darling dears. You have the energy of the high priestess. Keep your mouth shut. Know your audience, darling dears, of whom you're talking to. Because remember, not everybody that presents as a friend is a friend. Some are merchants of slander. And especially if you say there's some kind of issue between you and your siblings, you really think they're going to go on the internet to look you up? No, blood. They're on that other person's page. And that's one thing. I don't want to be friends with no one that's friends with any of my siblings. You must be joking, blood. So you can sit on the fence and play one against the other. Law number what? 39, you've stirred up their waters, darling dears. And law number 40 is what? Avoid the free lunch, darling dears. They want to come and get a free lunch from you. They're not going to avoid it. They're going to come through. They're going to be bold. They're going to be brash. And they will catch you off guard. But you are going to be forewarned. Why? The dreams, darling dears. You will see them at nighttime. Especially because you see the minutes just before you fall to asleep, darling dears, is when you are engaged in your subconscious. And if you have a negative thought, then the subconscious will make sure that you have negative things the next day. You need to ask your subconscious to show you the enemies approaching you. Stop allowing life to just be blur. You've got too many tools, darling dears, as well as your what? Akashic record, your natal chart, darling dears. Yeah, they see you as a full-on dummy bat, and you see yourself as having a new beginning. And remember, the fool takes a risk. If you take a risk with these people, you will lose everything, including your mind, your money. And I told you, ecopraxic, they want to get close to see how you're making your money, your income. What's the inside of your house look like? They're not coming as a friend. They come in to seek and destroy, darling dears. Clarify this tower moment that you must avoid. Clarify the tower moment. Yeah. Avoid it and you will be victorious, darling dears. They see you as blessed. Yeah. What did I say? They're coming with a begging bowl because they've been iced out. You haven't seen them. Maybe as many as up to 5 years. Yeah. They want to come and work with you, darling dears. Of course they want to work with you. And put you in what a conundrum. Put you in a position where you will have to be making another hard decision, which is going to affect your mental state, darling dears. Hoping that you're still blindfolded. They're going to come in meek and mild, darling dears. Yes, yes, yes. They will be meek and mild. But remember, the devil's bodyguards are not welcome. Ah. Let's get one in on that mother. The one that didn't protect you. The one that allowed them to do exactly what they wanted to do and did nothing. Why? Why did that mother not protect you? Why did the mother not protect you? Lord have mercy. Did you see all of that? Oh my God. Right. What's up, King of Cups? This is the father energy. Right? Look down. Why are you looking? Look down. What's the matter? I want you to see what's going on here. Right? Your mother was deeply in love with your father, darling dears, but he disappointed her. The King of Cups next to the Four of Cups is a narc, darling dear. Somebody who's self-serving. It goes to what? Five of Cups. What's Five of Cups? Crying, darling dears. Regret. Shame. He did a lot of shameful things. I think this man was a philanderer. And as I say, look, 9 of Peas on its face. There was many other what? Flowers in his garden, darling dears. So she was hurt by your father deeply. Okay. Look. Block game, darling dear. Did your father treat you differently? Show you any form of affection around this mother energy? Because you was earmarked. Okay. How does your mother... How does she feel about the big cat? How does she feel right about now, if she's alive, if she's still with us, or if she's passed? How does your mother, how does she feel about you? Why does she allow all of this? Oh, she saw your light, darling dears. 3 of Pentacles should have come out in the upright. She should have worked with you, darling dears. Yeah. She was, her mind was off with the fairies, darling dears. She weren't listening to anything you were saying or telling. She didn't help you plan out your future, darling dears. Hold on a minute. So what did she do when you was being attacked? She didn't care. So did she do this because of the father energy? Why would you? I could not. My progeny. I couldn't imagine it, darling dears. I couldn't. I've only got 3, right? I couldn't imagine it. I wouldn't, hey. You heard the bell? Confirmation. Listen. Yeah. She never protected you at all, darling dears. Some of your mothers was what? Secret drinkers. They were terrible with money, or if they had money, they didn't put the money towards you. Any education you got is because you had to see it for you. And this is a card also to remind you to what? Keep going. The energy of the 3 coming through. She kept a lot of things from you. And this Page of Pentacles next to the Temperance. This is a child that lies, darling dears. Current energy. She took the other's opinion over yours. Base of the deck, darling dears. Look. And she was verbally abusive. This is the kind of mother that would sit down and talk about one child in a derogatory way with another and then put the other kid or other children in favoritism position. Do you understand what I'm saying? She did that shit. Why would you turn your children into a gang? Instead of what? Giving unity in a family. I want to know what the karma of this woman. This is like Mummy Dearest, darling dears. What's her karma? She didn't even protect her own child from the other children or other child. This is outrageous. What's her karma? Yeah, to live amongst what she chose. Look at them eyes. Does that look like children that's not stealing her money? That's taking care of her? This looks like someone who don't care, blood, as long as they get what they want. Hey! Good golly and gosh. Look! Queen of Pentacles on her face. In the upright, this is wife material. This is someone who's nurturing, a good advisor, somebody who knows their worth and teaches that to their children. She came in with low self-esteem, but she was hoodwinked by this King of Cups who had many flowers in many gardens. Yeah. And there's no fixing that situation. It fell off the deck. There's no fixing the situation, darling dears. So like I said, if you're crying over the mother, don't cry over the mother, darling dears. She's also got a form of illness. Susan, it could be dementia. It could be, what's the other one? Alzheimer's. She's got an issue with her memory. Star card, okay, is Aquarius energy. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, as I was telling you before, darling dears. And Uranus rules the, good golly and gosh, Uranus is electric. So you know there's something, like I said, something's not firing, electrical impulses, something's not firing correctly in this woman's brain. Something that can't be healed. And she's not getting the care that she expected. Oh, something's fine in her brain. I don't even think she knows that she's not getting the care. But the siblings that are looking after her, they're not looking after her, darling dears. I told you, they've taken an inheritance. And if the King of Cups was off with the fairies, oh, I shouldn't blame that on the fairies before they take my ring again. Sorry, fairies. I didn't mean it. Listen, they took my fairies for 2 months the other day, man. And then someone typed in the comments, Case, your ring is in Nambia. Listen, lad, my ponytail stood straight out like this. She's not being taken care of. Nope. Any money that she's got, this whoever your sibling is, they're taking that money, blood. They're taking that shit. And this is looking like it could be a younger brother because the page is younger. Yeah. All right. Let's go to this inheritance thieving page. Now we're getting into it, darling dears. It's getting hot to trot. Hey, hey. So they're not taking care of the mother who's having something with the electrical impulses in her brain. So she's not got all of her faculties about her. Okay. What's going on with this Page of Swords? Listen. This person is extremely disloyal, darling dears. Hold on a minute. Right? In the upright, even though this is the devil card, right, it will show codependence, or even if it's not the right care, there's no fucking care here. Did not tell you this is the devil's bodyguard? Oh, child. This person is trying to they've got some form of addiction at this moment in time, something that they would not like illuminated. What's their addiction? Let's get another deck, bestie. What's their addiction? Listen, you look. I tell you, we're so bad together, but it's so right. What's their addiction? We want to know. This is looking like a younger brother or sister, because the page could be, gender, and gender is fluid in tarot. So what's their addiction? Something that they don't want to come out into the light. Tell us. Okay. Guess what? Somebody's eating from a different tree. This is someone who's on a down low, darling dears. Yeah. Okay. So you can only be on the down low if you're in a relationship where you're hiding it. Why are they hiding their sexuality? Because they don't want people to talk about them. But hold on a minute. And their mom doesn't, your mother doesn't know. But then again, she doesn't know a lot, does she? Right? She don't know a lot. Yeah. But you know now, this person's on the download, darling dears. They've got sexual addictions that they don't want to come out. Yeah. King of Swords is the truth roof, darling dears. So they're on the download. What they took from you, look. They thought that what they took from you, darling dears, your inheritance, what they did, they thought they got completely away with it. But they don't see what's coming towards them. What's coming towards them? Lord have mercy for Jesus. Whatever they did, darling dears, it's about to be what? Shown to many. Some kind of documentation. Or maybe one of you's been doing some form of digging on the internet. All the Pentacles speaks about internet. On top of the swords, which is an internet card. It's online. Listen, this bad seed is about to be overturned. Remember I told you that. Don't wish no badness on them, darling dears. And if any of these siblings try to contact you, remember, they've got the big ticket for the spiritual short bus blood. Right? Remember, God gave you a cup of love and your cup runneth over at this moment in time. Ace of Cups is new relationships. You don't have to take the old into your new. You don't have to live your past. And you must, I repeat, must cut off any ruminating thoughts. This is not about hardening your heart. This is the Ace of Cups, darling dears. But you have to be what? Choosy about who sees your heart, who loves you. And people that did things to you in your formative years, darling dears, they knew exactly what they was doing. Remember I told you that? Look at this card. This is why when you're reading, even knowing the meaning of cards, the mother doted on this person or people. And this is the energy that she was getting back, darling dears. To be hoodwinked. Not have her full faculties about her. And you make it even worse, you're gone too. Who gonna save her? That's her business, blood. She should have thought about what she did. Hankering after a man who had a flower in many gardens. What about the flowers? What about you lot? What about you? You meant nothing to her. One more card. Look. She knows who she loved out of all of her children, which is a crime. Any child you have is a God-given child, especially if you get a healthy child. Nothing wrong with having a child that's got disabilities because they are even more loving. But what I'm telling you, she knew exactly who she loved. She loved the stone cold-hearted one that was ready to what? Hoodwink her the first chance they got. Yeah. Hey! Listen, bad luck is following them, yeah? And what did I say? The Chariot card is Cancer energy. Cancer is the 4th house. The house of what? Ancestral. There's no ancestral cover in here. The house of what? Family, right? There was no security, no emotions, and what she put out there is what she's getting back from that child that's on the down low. Anyhow, what's the time? 12:10. I've got to go. I've got an appointment, and I can't tell you, bestie, because you know what I said. We tell no one but I. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. Don't let none of those village of the damned, right, inhabitants come back here. Keep going forward. They're going to try and catch you off guard. Forewarned is forearmed. And if you have anything that they've given to you, anything tangible, something that you can hold, get rid of it. If it's jewelry, sell that bitch. Put it towards your future, that money. Keep nothing from this sibling. And don't allow them into your domicile. Because people will come into your house and say, oh, can I go toilet? Next thing you know, they've hidden something underneath the toilet bowl. Do you understand what I'm saying? Protect yourself, bestie. And be the baddest what? Cat you can be. You've got the double badass alchemist ways. Divine is telling you to continue to use your discernment. Continue to love thyself. And don't get caught up in what they did in the past because they can't fucking do it to you again, blood. So stay dangerous, big cat. Covering with what? The grace and blessings of the Most High. Until we meet again. on these tarot streets. Make your way. Don't get smoked or smoke yourself. And leave the devil's bodyguards alone, yeah? Allow them.